What's up? Chef Two Blunts, man. No luck. Fucking Mac. I got the hiccups right now. 420 Club. What up? It's your boy. You know what I'm saying? I know it's been a little minute. Where my blunt at? Right back. 420 Club was goody, gang. I know it's been a minute, man. For whatever reason, all my old videos reacted to gang shit is going up in views. Like, YouTube is sharing this shit right now. Like a couple of them. So I'm like, they want me to bring these back. They want me to bring these back. Hold on, who hit my phone? I'm doing my video. Long story short, this video right here, Bronx gang war, Rollin 30s versus the Bloods. They don't say what set the blood is, but Bronx River houses. So I'm guessing that involves, like, you know, the B-Loves and all these guys, these new guys, new rappers. Man, K-Flock, K looking crazy. They looking like they're gonna try to use self-defense. But like I said before, in New York City, self-defense is hard, especially with weapons involved. It's hard, bro. It's hard. But let's see. Fucking hiccups, bro. These shit's about to be getting me tight. I'm gonna come clean.
Okay, so today, we are going to take a trip to Bronx River houses. Until the late 1990s, the Bronx River houses served as the worldwide ground zero for hip-hop culture. In the mid-90s...
Facts. And a lot of legends in hip-hop from 70s and 80s.
The Giuliani administration used the NYPD to drive the drug gangs out of the houses. The Bronx River houses were the first housing projects in the country to be put under 24-hour police watch and have their...
That's crazy. That's some shit. I'd never do that. That's crazy.
Areas redesigned so that the entire housing project would be watched by cameras. Famous hip-hop musicians from the Bronx River houses include Africa Bambaataa, DJ Jazzy
Bambaataa,
the Soul Sonic Force, and a host of others. More recently, Hassan Campbell, an internet personality, has emerged and gave insight to the troubles in these projects. This is not a history lesson.
He was Zulu Nation, and that's where they ran around.
Well, maybe it is. Let's get into it. So, in and around the Bronx River houses we have the Rollin 30s Crips, also known as Harlem Mafia, or Dirt Gang. They are a criminal organization whose...
Oh, they call it Rollin 30s Harlem Mafia Crips. Okay. But why 30s? Are they from the 30s, the 130s in Harlem? Like, why they call themselves the Rollin 30s? What was Nipsey? Rollin 60s? I think Nipsey was Rollin 60s, but they from 60. They from the 60s. Like, I know it's a Crips at, I think, Rollin 90s. I'm not sure. But the GS9 niggas is Rollin 90s or something. But they just in the 90s in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying?
And associates engaged in, among other activities, murder, attempted murder, acts involving robbery, and narcotics trafficking. The Rollin 30s is a set of the National Crips Street Gang. They operated, among other locations, in and around Hughes Avenue and East Tremont Avenue in the Bronx and Stratford Avenue and East
Yo,
1...
I become clean seeing the block cut off like that. Yo, bro, I've been doing fucking Uber Eats real quick to make some extra bread. And I'm up top in the Bronx. Like, since I've been doing Uber Eats, I've been in the Bronx way more. Like, you know, more around the Bronx. Like, I know Manhattan like the back of my hand. I'll never get lost in Manhattan. But the Bronx, I was all the way like 230s and damn near Westchester on a bike. But yesterday, I'm cruising. Bro, I can't remember what block it was. I can't remember. It's somewhere. Whole block blocked off. I'm doing a delivery. I gotta cut down this block. I'm like, officer, I could cut down. He like, nah, it's blood and gun shells everywhere. I was like, what? Yeah, niggas just wilding in the Bronx, man. They going crazy out here.
72nd Street. The gang was engaged in a series of violent disputes with rival street gangs or crews, committed multiple shootings and assaults against members and associates of the opposing crews. This could...
Hey, yo, I'm gonna come clean. Being that I've been working in the Bronx for a minute now, going from, you know, place to place, Don't let other New Yorkers convince you the Bronx is a terrible place. Yo, the Bronx got a lot of beautiful neighborhoods and a lot of beautiful buildings, and like, don't let them play. Like Grand Concourse by the in the 160s, that shit look like Central Park over there. Don't let them tell you nothing.
Rival Crips, also in the area, or the Bloods, who also occupied part of the Bronx River houses. Despite some individual beefs, they are closely affiliated with the silent murder gangster Crips, who are also in the area. Like other crews, acts involving violence and firearm usage was discussed in rap music and on social media websites such as YouTube and Facebook. Some of the known Crips from this area: Rico, Dirt, Shaq, Purpose, Heath, Miggs, Gutted, Charlie, J-Rock, Edge, Silly, Lou, Cook, Mills, and L. Allegedly L was not Crip, but was connected through his distribution of narcotics.
This what I be saying, son. Like niggas be thinking they criminally anonymous, but they're not. Because I'm watching a random YouTube video and he got niggas' names. If you ever been locked up in New York, this is one thing. Every time I get arrested and they take me, to the precinct or whatever. Because I've been locked up in Queens, Manhattan, the Bronx, Brooklyn, damn near everywhere except for Staten Island. And they always have a bunch of pictures of niggas. A bunch of pictures. Not just young dudes, gang members, but just a bunch of pictures of like criminals. Bro, a lot of y'all niggas pictures be there. Like, niggas is not anonymous. Like, police know exactly who you are, bro.
In early 2015, Rolling 30 members went to retaliate against Blood's Bronx River housing projects for assaulting one of them. They fired guns when the rival gang members were spotted. Nobody is believed to have been hit by the bullets. The Bloods, like Luke, Ba, Money, Q, Dub, Trap, and Jay, were allegedly enemies of the Crips. Some of them claimed Mac Bowler. On March 26, 2015, the Crip...
Shout out to my MBs in the Bronx, man. Shout out to the MBs, man. When I was locked up on a boat, I don't jack nothing, like I said, but I'm a thorough New York nigga. Like, if you a New York nigga, you can fuck with me because I'm a New York nigga. You feel me? If you a thorough New York nigga, you can fuck with me. I'm a thorough New York nigga. I was in a blood house. They go majority Mac Baller. You know what I'm saying? Nigga was good. Nigga was Gucci. I just knew the right people. Like I said, I knew enough people from the Bronx, Harlem, where I was at in the boat. I was good. From the old heads I knew to the young dudes I knew. I was good. Not like, oh, I'm Casanova or some shit, but I don't gotta worry about niggas taking my bed. I don't gotta worry about niggas taking my blankets. I don't gotta worry about niggas taking my pillow. I ain't had to worry about niggas taking my clothes, taking my soaps, nothing. Like, it was cool. Like, niggas was cool. But it was a couple niggas who got packed up. I'm not gonna lie, son. They came in on that, oh, I'm jacking this. Niggas did not make it to the night, brother. I promise you.
Dirt received information from another Crip named Purpose regarding the whereabouts of a member of the Ops, an opposing gang member, named Luke. Together with another member of the Rollin 30s, Dirt obtained a .40 caliber semi-automatic handgun, and then walked toward the 5050 deli, located at 1278 Morrison Avenue, where he spotted his target. As Luke exited the 5050 deli, Dirt pointed the .40 cal down a crowded street and fired multiple times.
Come on.
As bullets missed.
Come on, bro. You can't be doing that, son. Like, you live in a city, you heard? Like, come on, bro. I hate when niggas move like they live in the Wild West in the city. How you not even gonna get the drop? Like, pull up on them, hit them. You gonna shoot in a crowded area, bro. You gonna blick unnecessary people, son.
Roberts Luke. Instead, one of the bullets hit an innocent bystander, Victor Chafla, in the head. A 43.
That's how it always be, bro. That's why when shit gets staticky, like, bro, that's why that hanging out in front of the corner store shit is quiet. Cause you never know who niggas is beefing with. And then somebody randomly just start blicking at the store. They not even caring about hitting him, bro. They hitting anybody next to him. Look at it. This guy he don't know none of these niggas. He don't know nothing that was going on. And he's been removed from planet Earth. Like, that's why.
Her old father of 7, Chafla had been standing.
Father of 7, bro.
front of the store, where he had worked for 10 years, at 1250 Morrison Avenue, stocking fruits and vegetables on the display.
A hustler, hard worker, not choosing the street life. God bless. That's crazy.
Witness described how she had been speaking with Mr. Chafla as he stocked lemons and tomatoes, while she played with her son, when she saw Mr. Chafla get shot. Video from storefronts nearby showed the aftermath of the shooting, and other innocent bystanders fleeing the scene in terror. Chafla had been hit in the head, but his injuries were not immediately fatal. As the EMS technicians carried him to the hospital, he was still conscious, and he yelled, "I want to go home. Can I go home?" He never did. He died at the hospital a few days later. Dirt already had a history in the street since younger with graffiti, and also had a strong armed robbery under his belt. In May, a month and a half after the murder of Chafla, on May 14, 2015, Miggs, Purpose, or Perp, and other Rollin 30 members drove to Davidson Avenue with the goal of shooting the leader of a rival Crip set based over there. From inside the car, Purpose indiscriminately fired multiple shots from a .40 cal. In fact, he hit 2 people, neither of whom were his intended target, and neither of whom had anything to do with the gang.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you see what I'm saying? Niggas is not even running down, like making sure they hit their target. Like in Chicago, them niggas take pride in their aim and taking down their target, even though there's a lot of casualty by stray bullet casualties in Chicago. But these niggas take pride in their aim. That's where that shooter should come from, taking pride in your aim of scoring. These niggas is just shooting down crowded blocks, man. People could have just no bullshit. Quick TBT, bro. Throwback to living in Brooklyn on Sterling. What's that, between Buffalo and Rochester? Bro. Niggas had a full-blown war outside. And my grandmother and my great aunt, rest in peace, their souls, they're no longer with us today. But this is when I was a young bull living in Brooklyn. Shotguns, automatics, just wilding on the block. And my grandmother and them just left the crib. By the graces of God, they didn't leave the building yet. But to us, they just left our house. So we could be like, we thinking they already on the street. I'm thinking they on the floor laid out. Me and my baby brother on the floor. You gotta get on the floor when niggas is shooting. You can't be in no range of the window. You don't want to get hit by no strays. But that's how it be, bro. Like, that shit crazy. This is why they say hit the floor. When niggas shooting, hit the floor. Even if you on the 15th floor, bro. Hit the floor. Hit the floor. That's crazy. It's crazy. Like 3 people gone over some shit they have no idea what's going on. That's bananas.
The first victim was a young woman who heard the gunshots, saw someone collapse, and then tried to run away, only to be shot 1 time in the leg as she fled. The second victim was a 67-year-old gentleman. Purpose shot him 3 times, in his shoulder, eye, knee, and wrist. When the police arrived, the older guy was only semi-conscious, and could not even speak to the detectives. In the immediate aftermath of the shooting, as Miggs, Purpose, and the others fled in their car, and Miggs was seen leaning out the window, flashing gang signs associated with the Rollin 30s. A number of other bystanders, whose lives had also been placed in jeopardy by the Crips, called 911. Miggs was involved in a series of armed robberies, some of which targeted takeout delivery persons, including knife point and gunpoint robberies. Purpose, or Perp Roller, was a high-ranking Crip member, but Rico was one bigger. Some labeled him the Big Crip. He had the status of G, and was 4 steps away from the last rank, hence OG, Double OG, Triple OG. Purpose and Rico were a part of the Stratford lineup, but had ties with J-Rock, who was rolling 30s from the Tremont area on Hughes Avenue. September 19, 2015. Rico and other gang members fought with a dude named Caliber and the Certified Crips faction at a music video shoot in the Bronx. Shortly thereafter, a shooting took place. On Tremont and Clinton Avenue, Nestor Suazo, aka Smacks, along with his girl, was hit in the ordeal. Allegedly, J-Rock, Shaq, Rico and possibly others were responsible, with Rico being the gunman. Allegedly, it was supposed to only be a fight, but resulted in a shooting. Smack's girl was in critical, but Smack's didn't survive. In addition, Miggs, who we mentioned earlier, was awaiting trial for a January 5, 2016 arrest, relating to his involvement in the December 24, 2015 murder of a 16-year-old boy, Justin Morris, and the non-fatal shooting of a 19-year-old in that same incident. Justin Morris died when a gunman pulled out his weapon and opened fire near the corner of Jerome Avenue and 183rd Street around 11 p.m. The two suspects were seen arguing with Morris earlier. After the shots rang out, Morris tried to run but was hit several times in the back, cops said. He was pronounced dead at the scene. In 2017, J-Rock was convicted of criminal possession of a weapon in the third degree after he fired several shots, hitting the victim in the chest. The victim sustained serious physical injuries but survived. During this time, the Stratford lineup were still in beef with the Bloods in Bronx River. On one occasion this same year, 2017, a silent murder gangster Crip was on his way to drop off some sneakers to his daughter. Because he had not been around in a while, he was unfamiliar and things were pretty hostile and territorial at the time. A younger dude, who was a part of the affiliated Stratford Crip set, pulled a gun. While attempting to knock out and take the gun from the young man, a Stratford Crip, Charlie, got to the gun and shot the silent murder gangster Crip.
Yikes.
Charlie assumed that
my son tried to fight him for the grip on his Detroit. What's the nigga from Detroit? The dude that's going viral with all the defense videos, how he could stop a gun with his hands. I'm fucking crying. My son tried it. Shit did not work. Well, it sounded like it worked. Sounded like he got the gun out the nigga hand, but the other homie had backup, so the other nigga came, finished the job.
this man was a blood named Dom. Allegedly, before Charlie took off running, he locked eyes with the man. In turn, the silent murder Crip returned to where the Stratford Crips were, but he had a flag over his face. All the Crips on that side greeted him and bragged about how they just shot some blood dude, not knowing they accidentally shot one of their own. This information was gathered from a recorded conversation between the silent...
Beef had shit right there. How y'all niggas had no clue you just smoked your own mans? How the fuck you do that, gang? How the fuck you do that?
Crip, and two other alleged higher-ranking Crips, Big Pun, and Catchy. Catchy and the silent murder Crip spoke of how Perp and other Stratford Rolling 30s Crips were locked up but would be home soon due to their snitching. They also stated that their affiliation to the Hughes Avenue Crips was extra. Another thing that came up was a shooting of a Rolling 30s member, allegedly by a silent murder Crip. Allegedly, the Rolling 30s might have been unsure who did the shooting, so the Cripwo called Catchy on the recorded phone call, decided it was best to keep it a secret. In 2019, Rico explained that the Crips have a blue light, which is a hit on him, and was viewed in bad standing. The Crips felt like he was a confidential informant on a previous case. One guy, Jalen Scott King, got out on bail and posted a photo on Facebook with dates of him being arrested. Additionally, J-Rock was alleged to have discovery with Rico's name in it, with a confidential informant number stating that Rico was arrested.
My whole thing is, how the fuck does this nigga even know this shit, bro? That's how public that information is. It's like, bro, I watch these videos and it's different. Like, you know, when you watch the Al Prophet videos, it's kind of a little motivational, a little inspirational, kind of make you want to get into the streets. But then when you watch videos like this shows you, like, bro, it makes no sense. Why would you do that today? This is not back in the day. New York City is never going to let criminals run this city again. Well, depending on who you are, you know, depending on your political views, you probably feel like criminals already running this shit. So, but you know what I mean. In terms of New York City, son, if you just go back to the 80s, the 90s, the 70s, it was a dark place, bro. It's a real dark place.
Different times by the DEA and provided info. Rico stated that 2 years ago he was called by J-Rock and he told him the same thing on the phone. Rico further stated that he had stopped cripping in 2015 and that he had been shot at numerous times in a 2-year span. Let us move along. More recently, a man was found dead at the Bronx River Houses New Year's Day, marking the first homicide in the city for the year. Police say they found 29-year-old Raheem Jennings unconscious and unresponsive with gunshot wounds to his head and neck Wednesday morning. EMS pronounced him dead at the scene. Jennings was an aspiring rapper and worked in construction. He lived in the Bronx river houses with his mother for most of his life. His mother died suddenly in November and Raheem's brother died in the same apartment years earlier. Witnesses say they saw a woman being taken into custody shortly after the shooting. Police say Jennings' girlfriend was taken into custody for questioning shortly after the shooting. March of 2021, shooting events took place in Bronx River stemming from the long-lasting feud between the Bloods and Crips. Well, actually, as most hoods do, certain sets intermingled with each other. Jaden Robinson, aka Don, was shot multiple times outside Miss Antagito's Juice Bar on Morrison Avenue, near East 172nd Street about 3:30 p.m. Allegedly, Stratford was responsible. Turns out, Don had a previous record of rape, assault, robbery, punching a guy out and taking his chain. There is more about this guy, as former Bronx River native, Hassan Campbell covered him in one of his videos. Let's speed up. October 23, 2021. An unidentified victim, believed to be in his 20s, was found in the Watson part of the Bronx River houses shortly after 2 a.m. He had been shot twice in the legs, officials said. EMS rushed the victim to Jacoby Medical Center, but he did not survive. Investigators believe one of the bullets tore through an artery, causing him to bleed to death. So, that...
Man, just another sad story, man. New York City, brother. It's another sad story, man. It's your boy noluckmacK, man. We gonna tap in. We gonna do some more videos, man. I'm gonna get these reactions out. I got faith, man. I got faith. Y'all niggas gonna help me be who I need to be one day, you heard?